this is Eileen from Eileen Stuffs, and today we are going to be working our budget for our February 15th paycheck. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. I am a cash budgeter and stuffer here on YouTube, and I am working on paying off debt as well as building up an emergency and sinking funds. If that is something that you are interested in and you haven't already, please consider subscribing below. Before we get started, I'm hoping that I get through this well. It is actually about 4:30 in the morning. I have so much work to do today, so I figured I would just might as well get up and film this video so I could have it posted at my usual 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. But yeah, I'm still half asleep, and I'm just hoping that I don't make any fatal financial errors because I don't know if I would have the brain power to figure out my mistake. We are just gonna go with this and hope for the best. The other thing is my paychecks are starting to slowly get a little better. This one was definitely better, but not as good as it usually is or it can be. So it's still a little tight, not as tight as it has been. I did decide that I'm going to go ahead and put cash stuffing any envelopes, just take that off the table today. Just gonna focus on the budget, paying bills, making sure we have what we need, and being okay with that. And we are going to go ahead and get started. Like, did I? Yes. Okay, and as always, I will zoom you in. So I do have stuff written down. We are at 2:15 and I got paid. My paycheck was $1,911.75. For this, I'm going to take out $200 for taxes. So let's see what this leaves us. We have $1,911.75 minus $200 for estimated taxes. That does bring us down to $1,711.75. Plus, I do have rollover in my checking account of $62.06. So we can add that back in. And that leaves us with $1,773.81, which is good because I'm curious what this time in January looked like. I think this time last month it was at, so yeah, I mean, it went up by 100. So we're still in the struggle bus a little, but it is slowly getting better. And we're just going to do what we can. So go ahead and transfer this over. So for the 15th, we are working with $1,773.81. Now we're going to bring this down to a zero amount because we are a zero-based budget. My first important thing is my car payment. So once I take that out, it'll bring me down to $1,298.81. So my credit card, my Snowball card, the regular payment is only $21, which is awesome. I think part of that is because I've been making 3 payments a month. The other part is the credit card itself used to only be like a $35 minimum payment. Now it's down to $21. I did pay a little bit on the first, and I will pay again with my YouTube check. So we're gonna just this check will probably just be minimum. We're gonna pay off the minimum of $1,277.81. And then we have this credit card is $42. It's $1,235.81. This credit card is $46.40. We have $1,189.41. Then I feel like a broken record, but this credit card is $78. So that brings us down to $1,111.41. So nice ones there. This credit card is $83. So we have $1028.41. And now we have the 2 big ones that are going to wipe out some of this extra money right here. We have this one as $139. So that is $889.41. And then the big monster one, which had thousands of dollars for medical stuff. This one was $639.18 once we are done. That was so big chunk, it's $250. And even again, doing the Snowball, getting rid of some of these little ones, like knocking them out of the way. Hopefully within the next several months, I think we'll just make it easier to manage these and then start knocking those down. So then we just have a few extras. We do have my student loan payment. That is $50.61. That brings me down to $588.57. I am making tax payments to the IRS for my 2021 taxes. Those are coming out automatically. So I have 100 that will be coming out on the 20th. So that brings me down to $488.57. I think I have some easy pays because I had to buy some personal care stuff. And that is $437.86. I was going to leave 50 in gas. I don't know if I need 50 though, because I have like a quarter of a tank, and I'm I think I might change this to 30. I don't think I'll really need that much in the next 2 weeks. So that is $407.86. My internet bill does come out, which brings me down to $362.86. So like I said, still not great or leftover, but better than it was, because like last paycheck, we were down to $255, about 100 more than we were last paycheck. And I'm actually curious. January, this was $258 leftover. This was, what was this? 401 leftovers. And I keep forgetting when I do these videos, but I want to start adding up and seeing what were the actual bills for the paycheck to get an overall sum. I'm going to add up what the actual payments I took out were, and I will be right back. Okay, so the total for this was $1,410.95, which is pretty intense. Okay, so not the best, could be worse, could be better. I'm gonna be okay. Let's figure out what we're going to do, because I do want to keep a buffer in the bank as always, but I'm thinking my wallet. So I'll just put it here since I didn't do this. So obviously food, groceries is going to be the most important one. And then I do like to keep a miscellaneous. I'm really tempted to say 200 for groceries, but that feels like a lot. And I'm trying to think realistically, what could I budget for 2 weeks for food? If I do 175 by 2, that gives me $87.50 per week, which is probably doable because I do still have like a bunch of stuff in my freezer. So I feel like I can eat through the things that are in my freezer. Part of what's happening with food money that I've been noticing the trend that prices are really high. Like price of things that I eat a lot, like eggs, for example, that those are like $5, $6 now, as opposed to where they used to be $3. Bacon even is like $6, $7. I've like pretty much limited my diet a lot, and I only eat certain things, so I have to buy those things, or I'm like, what am I gonna eat? And that's where I start to feel like, is $87.50 enough? Because once, that's really me stretching out my money. But I do want to leave rollover, and if I take out 175, that's bringing me under 200 for rollover, which is kind of making me nervous as well. However, this is like the big debate I get into every paycheck. Should I leave more in rollover, knowing that I might end up pulling from it to maybe buy groceries once it gets to that next pay period and I'm running low, or take out more on the front end and then just leave that money in the bank and not use it at all? I think after I'd said that, I kind of answered my own question that I should take out more and then just hopefully not touch the extra money. And I don't think I have anything else that's going to come out of my account. I think I'm going to try the route of go bigger with my cash in the hopes that I don't dip into my checking account at all. I'm just going to go for 200 for food and groceries, and then do a 20 for miscellaneous, which is 240. So if I take out 240 in cash, I better leave some room for my, I'm getting used to the fact that I get like a third paycheck now. I need to leave some room for like the YouTube paycheck. Let's see. So we have $362.86. We're going to take out 240 in cash to live off of basically for 2 weeks, which should leave, no, it says, okay. This is what happens when you try to film a video at like 4:30 in the morning and you're half awake. It said I somehow ended up with a negative $515. That's obviously not right. I put answer, which was $87.50, and then minused out 362 and then minused out 240. That was an easy financial fix because it was just a silly calculator error, but man, I definitely, I'm like, at this point, I hope this video makes sense because I'm kind of sitting here like, am I actually awake right now filming a video, or am I actually just still sleeping? And I'm dreaming that I'm filming a budget video. We're going to try this again. I'm going to just clear all this. We have 362.86 minus 240, which is we're going to live off this money. That leaves me with $122.86 in the bank. I would say that I'm pushing my comfort level to a max because I started out, really, when I started budgeting, I felt like I had to have 300 in the bank. That was like my safe zone. And then I kind of gave away to, okay, 250 is okay. And then now I'm like, even 200 is okay. But 122 is that extra money that basically we're going to call that our miscellaneous line. Our miscellaneous line for me is just leaving that extra cash that for things that kind of pop up that you don't expect. That's really low. However, maybe just the tryout method of leaving more for food and groceries. So now I have 100 a week to live off, which is definitely enough for me. I'm just one person. So I think that's totally fine and doable for me. You know, Riley's good with her dog food right now, so she's good with food. So I think I can do this, which means even though that is super low, I don't know that I'll have to pull from it. And I always tell myself, if worse comes to worse, there's the emergency fund. There is some cash in the cash envelopes there, you know, so I'm basically convincing myself right now that this is okay. So this is our miscellaneous line. We're going to leave it. And then once we do that, it basically zeroes us out. So except for again, it's the middle of the night, minus 0. When you take a number and minus 0, nothing's going to happen. That's exactly what just happened. So again, a 122.06 miscellaneous line, just anything I maybe didn't think of that might come up in the next 2 weeks, and I have 0.8 cents. Okay, it's because it was 86 and I put 06, but I'm just trying to do this. Hey, look guys, I'm down to 0 because we're a zero-based budget. That's all I was trying to do. But my calculator skills are failing me right now. All right, you guys, I'm okay with this. I definitely gave myself more cash than I need, but I really just want to stick to using cash. So I just feel like I had to get this done. Woke up around 4 a.m.-ish and I started to really worry. I saw that my paycheck came in, and then I was laying in bed like trying to run the numbers through my head. And I finally was like, you know what, just get up and do your budget and get it out of the way, and then maybe you can fall back asleep for a few more hours before you have to get up and work and live. I am not going to bother to do denominations. It's only 240, so I can just take that out. I noticed my bank lately, when I take out cash from the ATM machine, it's actually started giving out 50s. So that's kind of cool. So I'll get this money. They'll probably give me some amount of 50s and 20s. And then I'll have a 20 enough to put in my miscellaneous. And then the rest I will throw in food. Hold on. You guys, did you see what I see? I put 200 plus 20 is 240. So I actually have $20 more, which just made that whole ramble about how nervous I get mute. I am not taking out 240. Oh man, I'm like, it's so funny because when I made the decision to just get out of bed and come downstairs, in my head I was like, I really hope I do okay. I really don't know if my brain can handle this. Let's try again. So 362.86 minus 220 leaves us with 142.86. So that actually made me feel a little better. It's a little bit higher, not so low. And then again, this becomes our miscellaneous line, and then we are down to 0. I'm really glad I just caught that before I say goodbye. That's not how you do math. It's 220. That's a good chunk of cash. Technically, it gives me $110 a week, which is food and a little miscellaneous money. So it almost gives me like $10 a week if I decide I want to. If I just buy coffee and I've kind of stopped buying specialty coffee drinks because, well, those are also getting expensive. But if I have a day where I just want to buy a cup of coffee and it's like $2 to $3, you know, I actually have like $10 where I can even go buy coffee once or twice a week. I still have a couple little treats I built built in. I have 142 in the bank. That makes me feel better. And all right, I think at this point, I will probably double check these numbers in the morning when I actually wake up for real. This is like a pretend wake up. But I am going to move on. I'm still gonna just withdraw money from my ATM machine, especially I'll get that 20, that'll go on miscellaneous. The 200 will probably be in 50s. It'll go to grocery. Next video, we will stuff my wallet really quick. I think there might be some change to unstuff, and I have an announcement to make as well. We'll do that, a quick little short stuffing / announcement video on Sunday. But for today, it's Wednesday. I have a feeling we're gonna get another snow day here. We had one yesterday, and I think it's gonna happen again because it is snowing right now. It's supposed to snow for the next several hours. I did work from home yesterday, and I'm anticipating I might be working from home today. See what happens. I am going back to bed and waking up and hoping that I didn't make this budget a huge mess. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I hope you guys are having a good week and a good Wednesday. I will see you in my next video. Bye.